Hi, today I'm going to speak about the Trecena of No'j. So the Trecena of No'j begins on one No'j, so it's all about a new plan, a new idea. The Nawal of No'j is about our brains, and it's about our capacity, our intellect, to put our ideas in order, to put our plans in order, to put the new inspiration that comes to us to help to sort out the problems, to help to come up with these new ideas, these new things that are going to create our new world. Because when we're looking at the calendar in a longer context, we're seeing how we started in 13 Akhabal, the conception. We went through Washaki Bats, the creation process. And then that creation process is birthed through 3 Kawok into 4 Achpu. 4 Achpu being the creation of the new time, as we see on the stela at Kerigua, as we saw in 2012, the new Bakhtun always begins on 4 Achpu. So it's like the recreation of a new cycle of time. So we see it spanning 3 Trecenas, 13 Achabal being the end of one, 8 Bats being the midpoint of the last one, and then we get the 3 Kawok occurring during the Trecena of No'j. So this is coming up with a new plan, a new idea, new knowledge, new information, in order to take into our new world, in order to take into our new creation, our new cycle of time. So it's a great time to be coming up with a new plan, a new formula, a new idea. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll transform it into something during this Trecena. It's just to give you the guidance to come up with this new idea. No'j can sometimes get stuck in its head. It is good at eventually coming up with a plan which can be brought into being, which can come into the physical world. But a lot of the time No'j's thinking. It's thinking things through. And so you might get some new ideas coming in, and this gives you 13 days to think them through, to kind of solidify, to use your knowledge, to use your intellect in order to bring a nice, stable, new idea, new plan into being that you can then develop. Because once we come out of this Trecena, then we're going to be going into the Trecena of Zi, and then into the Trecena of Achabal, and so on, where we're going to take the plan and develop further. So, in the Trecena of No'j, we're going to begin on the day 1 No'j. This might be a great day to think about things in a new way, to apply your knowledge, to apply your intellect in a new way, to come up with ideas that you haven't really thought about before, or to think about something in a particular way that you've not before. Because it's only by thinking it in a different way that we can help to find the solutions, that we can come up with the plans. And so 1 No'j is a great day for brainstorming, for going out and saying, right, okay, which problems am I faced with right now? Which problems are facing my community, my society, my family? How can I use what I've learned over the last 260 days in the last cycle? How can I use that to bring a new solution to the problems of the world? So we might see these new things, and the No'j is all about this flash, because No'j is also known as earthquake, it's also known as incense, and it's like these ideas that come in that way, that flash into your mind in order to bring your thoughts together. So 1 No'j could also be seen as the unification, because 1 can represent unity as well as birth. So it could be the unification of thought, the unification of mind, the unification of knowledge, in order to bring that new solution into being. From 1 No'j, we're then going to go into 2 Tihash. So we start with a plan. We start to coalesce an idea. We start to coalesce our thoughts into one place on 1 No'j. Then 2 Tihash comes along and asks us to use our discernment to cut through between one thing and another, to see the light and the dark, to cut into duality, to release what doesn't serve within that plan, maybe to see things very much in a black and white way, to use our discernment to really pare that plan down into something which can be applicable, down into something which can be used to heal. I say that Tihash is about cutting away the superfluous in order to cut through to the truth or the divinity of a matter. Well, if in one No'j we're bringing the thoughts into unity, we're bringing ideas and knowledge into a unified idea, well, Tihash then brings this ability to edit, this ability to discern, to hone that idea into something more useful. From two Tihash, we then go into three Kawok. So we have Kawok, the rain, the storm, Kawok, the midwife, the one that brings a new world into being, combined with the number three. So the number three can represent obstructions and blockages in the outer world. It can be a little bit unstable, but it really represents the inner world, the home place. And Kawok is the birth process. So this is birthing what's inside into the outer world. It's about washing away the obstructions in the path of that in order to get it out. So this is the delivery process, which is going to bring the new world into being. So three Kawok might not always be the easiest day to navigate. It might kind of like be the one where you really need to put some effort into washing away the obstructions in your path, particularly in the outer world, in order to get what's inside of you out, in order to create or to birth what you're holding on to, what you've been creating, what you've been gestating out into the bigger world. Of course, the following day is the day 4 Achpu. And the 4 Achpu day is this day where divinity, Achpu, is manifested into the physical realm, is manifested into the 4 representing the material. So there are many things that we can see in this day. Yes, it's a day about the manifestation of the divine into the physical, so certainly it's a great day to go looking for the divine in the physical. I often talk about Achpu representing our divine quest. I often talk about Achpu representing the hero, perhaps the hero within, the divinity within each one of us. Well, here we see that displayed in the physical world. So it's about looking in the physical world for your divine quest. It may also be a representation of facing some challenge or trial in the physical, using your divinity to overcome that trial, thinking about things in a bigger way in order to really engage with your hero in this physical world. But in the wider spectrum of things, this is about the divinity, which can also represent divine leadership, being manifested into the physical. And so this is a great day for selection of that, to see, perhaps if you're in some kind of election of leadership or anything like that, this is a great time to see what their hero is like, whether they can hold that divinity or not. From 4 Achpu, we're then going to go into 5 Imosh. So we have Imosh, the water, the ocean, the lake, the dream, and the number 5 representing work. So we've come up with the idea in one No'j. We've kind of like developed it through 2 Tihash and 3 Kawok. We've brought the divinity into the physical in 4 Achpu, and then in 5 Imosh, this is saying, right, okay, we have a dream. Let's put our effort into it. I often really see it kind of like the definition of work, which is represented by the number 5, is the application of energy to a system. What system are we applying our energy to today? Imosh. Imosh is all about the dream world. So this is suggesting that on 5 Imosh, we should apply our energy to our dreams. It would be really nice if our dreams just manifested just like that. But you know what? We are responsible for that as well. We're responsible for bringing that into the world. And 5 Imosh gives us the opportunity to put our energy, our work, into our dreams in order to manifest them into this world. So again, it's a creative thing and it's a selective thing. It's about what we're choosing to bring in from the other world, what we're choosing to manifest into this world. From 5 Imosh, we're going to go into 6 Ik. Now, Ik can be a very powerful day. It's a day of changes, it's a day of the wind, it's a day of communication. And here we see it partnered with the number 6. Now, when we have the powerful day like Ik, it's a really good thing when we can bring that power into balance, and that's exactly what the number 6 can do, because the number 6 represents ultimate stability. It also represents the number of the family, because it's the number of family values. And so what we can see is that 6 Ik can be an excellent day for communication, because it's like the stabilization of communication. What more could you ask for? You've got the 4 of the physical plane with the extra 2 to make up the 6 coming in from the divine masculine and divine feminine. So 6 Ik might be one of the best days for true communication that comes from the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth to be delivered into the physical plane. So if you need to use your words, if you need to communicate something in order to bring stability to a situation, in order to bring stability to your idea, or if you just want to get your idea over to a panel or over to your family, then 6 Ik is a great day for doing that. So this is a real good day, especially I would say for talking, because Ik, whilst it represents all forms of communication, Ik and the verbal communication are very strong. So from 6 Ik, we're then going to go into 7 Achabal. So once again, when we're looking at the creative process, Achabal, the new concept, what are we going into now? A 7. What's a 7? Well, it's the top of the pyramid. It's endings. It's coming to a conclusion. It's coming to an end point. So when we see Achabal, Achabal is the twilight. It's that moment before sunrise. It's just before the dawn when it's neither night nor day. Well, 7 Achabal is the end of this. We could see it as the first ray of sunshine coming over the horizon on the new day. The dawning process is over. The twilight process is over. The new day is literally about to be birthed into being. And 7 Achabal suggests that. So if you have had a concept which you've been developing, then 7 Achabal is like, right, okay, this is the day to finalize your concept. It's ready to bring in. From 7 Achabal, we're then going to go into 8 Cat. So, Cat, the harvest. Cat, the planting and the reaping, the sowing and the reaping. The gathering of stuff in our bags, the gathering of stuff in our nets. The harvest of our abundance. But on the 1 Cat, this is where I was saying with the 1 Cat, it was about going through our bags and sorting out what we wanted to plant, what was going to multiply in the future. It's also a time of gathering. So 8 Cat is a day of ceremony. 8 Cat is a day when we celebrate the harvest, when we celebrate the new planting, when we celebrate the abundance which comes, which multiplies in our net, when we gather it, when we plant those seeds in the ground, when we plant that corn. So 8 Cat is a great day to give a ceremony, to make offerings, to give thanks for the abundance that you've received, and to give thanks for an abundant harvest from the seeds that you've just planted. From 8 Cat, we're then going to go into 9 Can. So Can, the body lightning, Can, wisdom, power, empowerment. And where's it directed on a 9 day? Well, towards the feminine. This is a day of feminine wisdom. This is a day to maybe seek out the wisdom of women. To go and find the wise women of your village if you're looking for guidance. But it's also can be seen as the creative energy. It's the life force essence that we all carry. It's the body lightning. And here it's linked with the divine feminine, but the number 9 is also the number of life. So 9 Can is very much a day about our life force and the application of our life force. What are we applying our life force to? We're applying it to that new plan that's coming in on 1 No'j. So it's a day of really putting our life force energy into that plan. It can also be a day, as I said, can also represent the wisdom that comes through the application of our energy. And so when we see 9 Can, this can be about using the wisdom in order to direct our life force. Applying that wisdom, because No'j is knowledge, it's intellect. It develops into Can, which is wisdom. And so what we can see is that this is the wisdom of life being applied to our new plan, our new idea. So, sometimes you come up with an idea, you need to sleep on it, you need to think about it for a little while. Well, here we've thought about it for 8 days, and then we can apply our life's wisdom, maybe feminine wisdom, in order to create that plan in a better way. From 9 Can, we're going to go into 10 Kame. So Kame is spiritual transformation. Kame is the ancestors. Kame is about facing our fears. And of course, when we bring in a new idea, sometimes we've got to face some fears in order to bring it in. And how are we facing them today? Well, we're doing it with the number 10, which is the hands coming together. It's cooperation. It's giving each other a hand. It's going to our community and asking our community to help us to overcome our fears. It can also be about going to our community to help us to transform through things. It can also be, if we look at it like this, as giving a hand up, as asking for help, then it's really about, like, if Kame is our ancestors, this can be getting help from our ancestor, asking our ancestors for help, and also providing assistance to our ancestors as they go through their challenges. It's always reciprocal. So 10 days are always a day when we might be looking to, assist our community, assist our wider community, and here it's to assist in order to transform, in order to reach a higher state of being. From 10 Kame, we're going to go into 11 Kech. Now, 11 Kech, it could be a wild ride. I sometimes call 11 Kech the stampede. Kech has this strong energy. It's a strong energy which is attached to nature. It's the force, the power of nature all around us. And Kech can also represent, it's the deer or the horse. These wild animals that can't be tamed. They're very, very free-spirited animals. And then the 11 is that high and slightly unstable number. It's the high number. We're not sure which direction it's going to go into next. So when we pair those two together, we've got Kech, which can be strong, free-spirited, slightly volatile from time to time, and the 11, which kind of like represents almost the same thing. So we're not entirely sure which way things are going to go on a Kech day. It could easily represent drawing on many aspects of nature in order to consolidate our plan, because we're in that No'j Trecena. It's all about this new plan, this new idea that we're bringing in. And the 11 also suggests looking into many different places, looking in many different directions. When we pair it with Kech, this is the natural world. So it's looking for many different directions in nature in order to consolidate our plan. But we may also find that the 11 Kech is very strong, could be very headstrong in what it's doing. And honestly, if that headstrong nature is heading in one direction, might be best to kind of like get out of its way and let it go, because we don't stand in front of the stampede when it's heading for us. From 11 Kech, we're going to go into 12 Anil. So here we see the ripening. We're ripening that plan, we're ripening that idea that we came up with in 1 No'j. Here, Anil is shining its yellow light over it. It's bringing it to its full abundance. It's bringing it to its full beauty. And how is it doing that? Well, the number 12 represents bringing together all of life's experience into one place. And so 12 Ganil is really about using your life experience in order to bring the best out of your idea. You know, when we look at this, you know, we started off with that seed of an idea, that coalescence of an idea in one No'j, and we cut it down and we paired it and we looked at it and we gave it energy and we moved it through and we used our wisdom and all of that kind of thing. And then here we're finally using our life experience to bring it to its full abundance. Anil days are great days for doing this. They're great days to bring your project to its abundant fruition. And the 12 suggests that you'll really be able to access all of those ideas, all of those things that you've picked up over the years, those tweaks or hacks, as you might want to call them, in order to bring the best out of your idea, in order to really bring it up there, to really make it shine. And then from 12 Anil, we're going to end the Trecena on 13 Toch. So Toch, the payment, the sacrifice, the fire. This is making an offering to our ancestors, and number 13 representing the ancestors. So on 12 Anil, maybe we received, maybe we ripened, maybe we came to a conclusion with the plan that we'd been building. And then 13 Toch is an opportunity to give back to our ancestors, to give back to spirit, to give thanks to our ancestors for what we've received from them throughout that Trecena, for the guidance that we've received from them. Toch is always going to give us an opportunity to make a fire. And here it's an offering to our ancestors. Here it's an offering to spirit. So that's what we're going to end the No'j Trecena on. Service and offering. Giving thanks for what we've received in this new plan. This new plan to solve the problems of our family, of our community. So, this has been our journey through the Trecena of No'j. I hope that it's served you. I hope that it's brought you some guidance. And in 13 days' time, I'll be back with another video about the Trecena of No'j. Thank you.